Welcome to a video that I've been planning to make for a while. This is actually going to be a video series type thing. I don't really do video series, but I'm going to make a couple episodes of this because obviously I can't do all this in one episode. But basically what we're going to be doing is starting off with my death here. Actually, what we're going to be doing is talking about how I do PvP on my low level death, and then we'll talk about like my balance and like my ice and like Belgrim and like maybe my storm, but probably not my storm. But we're gonna do a couple videos on this, let you guys know like how to sort of go about different levels of PvP, and hopefully this will be helpful. I know there's a lot of tutorials out there and stuff, so like if you guys need something specifically, you can probably find it. But I thought I would make these videos just because I've gotten a lot of requests for stuff, and yeah, I don't know. So welcome to my death. He is level 15. He's got pretty good stats. He has the commander's gear because I don't know what his rank is right now, but he's a warlord. You know, it's not a big deal. But yeah, no, he's got pretty good stats. I'll show you his gear in a second. And 33% power pip is actually pretty good for this level. So obviously he's got the commander's gear. Basically, until Grandmaster, this is the best gear that you can get until you get the Glendemming gear. So even if you're a Magus, this is still the best gear to get. Obviously, you have to be a warlord to get it. Until you get to be a warlord, first of all, you can use the veteran's gear. Oh boy, what is that stitch? Yeah, that's kind of an OG robe. Until you get to veteran though, you can pretty much use whatever gear you want, like the jacket of withstanding, any of that other level 5+ stuff that you can either get from the crown shop or like farm for. Honestly, if you have a decent pet, the thing about low level is it doesn't take a lot of skill. So if you have a decent pet, you can get to commander pretty quickly. But once you get to commander, you want to use the commander's gear because it's good. In terms of the wand, I have the level 10 wand. I probably could get a better one now, but to be completely honest with you, yeah, I could have gotten like there's the Maycast one. I'm pretty sure there's a Maycast one that has a death spell. I'm not really sure, but this wand is good enough for me. Even if you don't have a wand that gives you damage or anything, it's still fine. But you definitely want a wand that gives you a pip though, that's kind of important. Athame is Heartsteel. I also have this for tournaments, but Heartsteel is honestly the best. You can even use Heartsteel at Magus. I wouldn't recommend it, but Heartsteel at this level is pretty easy. And then obviously I have my weakness amulet. I'm not as a death, I could heal pretty easily, and at low level you really don't need a life mastery, so weakness is pretty good. You could, I mean, if you're trying to set for people, you can rock like -80 shield or something else. I've seen a bunch of different things, but honestly the weakness amulet is kind of a go-to at this level. The duelist ring is the best. You know, duelist rings are usually what you want to use, and so that's that. My pet is, to be honest, pretty good. I'm really happy with this. It could give a better card, but I love this pet because it's super OG and a lot of people don't have it. As you can see, double resist, triple damage, and fairy. At this level, it's really good. Double heal isn't bad, like having Sprite too. I know Sprite seems like it's not good, but at this level it can actually be pretty good because as you can see I only have 1,000 health. But this pet is great. Honestly, the pet you need at this level is a double resist and anything else pretty much. Double resist heal, double resist ward. You could go for a full ward pet. Ward pets work really well at this level, but to be honest, like if you can have a double resist pet, you're pretty much set. I love this guy though. It just, the pet looks super nice. It's awesome. I don't have a mount on here that gives me stats, but if you guys have a mount that gives stats, go for it. I mean, sometimes I transfer over my Waddling Witch Hut, which gives me power pip, which is actually really helpful for low level, but I have that on Belgrim right now. But you know, don't worry too much about that. And then the deck, I use this level 15 one. There's probably a better one. But like, I don't know enough about decks to be honest with you. I use this one. Anyways, moving on. We'll go to my deck setup here. Basically, as you can see, the goal of low level PvP for most characters is to blade and use some treasure cards. I'm missing, what am I missing? I think I'm missing a stun. I don't think I had a stun last time. Yeah, I don't have a stun. So the thing I'm missing here is a stun. But as you can see, basically my main hits are Skeletal Dragon, Deadly Minotaur, Skeletal Pirate. And as you can see, basically I use one of these blades, and Infall if I can, and then I attack. One really good card that I recommend if you guys are doing low level, regardless of what school you are, is putting in an enchanted 1-pip hit. As you can see, this Dark Sprite does 300 damage. This is super good because if you hit with like, you know, Skeletal Dragon, use all of your pips, you can follow it up immediately with like an extra 300 damage, which can actually come in really handy. Like, it can be really helpful. So I recommend that. But like, I'm death. But at the end of the day, basically all of low level is pretty similar. You get a resist pet, you get some blades, some good treasure cards depending on whatever school you are, and you basically try to blade up before they can blade up and kill. The strategy varies a little bit from school to school, and obviously if you guys want, like, you know, honestly, if you guys want to get better at a certain PvP level or anything, just look up videos and just watch people do matches on it. Like, that's honestly the best way to do it. But yeah, I mean, basically low level PvP comes down to getting the commander's gear as soon as you can, because it's really good. And once you have the stats, I mean, it's kind of tough because there's not a ton of skill in low level PvP. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to like start any, you know, arguments or anything, but like, it's basically whoever goes first and who can blade up, get the right cards, and kill. But I will recommend, basically, like, your TC is what really matters. If you're doing low level PvP, make sure you put a couple blades in your TC, and just come up with a strategy. Just come up with something that'll do a lot of damage. And I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, low level PvP, you don't really need to overthink it. In terms of the spells I have trained, I train Ice up to Volcanic, and I train Stun Block. That worked well for me. Storm didn't train anything, Myth didn't train anything. Life, you know, you got that. And then I have all my death spells, and I have Cloak. So I don't think I have any more training points. Yeah. So I mean, low level PvP is pretty simple. If you guys want to get into PvP, I recommend low level because it's really easy. As I said, it's really about, like, getting to commander is about having a semi-decent strategy, and having a good pet, basically. So, you know, you can experiment. A lot of times you can come up with good strategies just by doing a couple different matches and trying different cards and stuff. But honestly, low level PvP, Blade, use some like 8 or 9 pip hit in your TC. I mean, that's pretty much what it comes down to. In terms of schools that are good at this level, a lot of them are good. I will say that Myth is very good at level 12. Belgrim was really good at level 12 because he had Ninja Pigs, and that's super good. Death honestly isn't the best, although I really enjoy doing it. Death isn't the best because they don't have any lore master spells that give them a big advantage. I don't have Deer Knight on here, and even if I did, though, it wouldn't really matter because Deer Knight isn't very good in 1v1. Although it'd be good at 2v2, but I don't do a lot of 2v2s. Obviously, if you can get a lore spell on one of your characters, you're going to be ridiculous at low level, like Fire with Burning Rampage is broken. Honestly, at this level, Ice and Life are very good. An Ice with a ward pet is fantastic. You just have a lot of health. It's very difficult for them to kill you, and all you basically have to do is blade up a little bit and like Frostbite or whatever other spell you want to use. So I'm not going to ramble on anymore. I mean, this is sort of a shorter video. Once we get into like the legendary and stuff, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's also Father's Day. So first of all, happy Father's Day, but I got to go hang out with my father. But I hope you guys did enjoy this. I hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions specifically, leave them in the comments below. I will try to help you. But as I said, this is the first episode, and so I'm going to try to get a little bit more in depth at the higher levels, but low level, guys, is really not that complicated. I mean, just make sure you have a half decent deck setup, watch a couple of other people do it, figure out what they do for your school specifically, and if you're Death, I mean, you can pretty much copy my strategy and you'll end up pretty good. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I didn't bang my desk this time. If you guys missed my video on my main channel yesterday, I will leave a link in the description below. But yeah, I think that's about going to do it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to subscribe to this channel for more content in the future. Leave a like on this video, and I'll catch you guys in my next video.
Yeah, I pay my dues and get paid for it too. The outcome of my input is my favorite review. I do the work of 2.5 men like Charlie Sheen. This is what you get when you don't care about the party scene. So pardon me if I don't really look amused. I'm just shooting for the masses like I'm trying to make the news. All this winning by myself, got these labels all confused. I should